You think bloating and bad digestion is often about what you eat, but it's actually about how you eat. In this video, I'm gonna give you 5 things you're probably doing every single day to ruin your digestion and cause bloating. And if you stick around to the last tip, number 5, it may be surprising and almost everyone experiences it. Number 1, cold water with your meals. Now I know. Here we go. Don't shoot the messenger. Nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear they can't have their ice water with their meal, especially on a hot day. Now, I'm not the one that created this. It's not my fault. I'm just trying to explain to you that this may not be the best decision for you to help improve digestion while you're eating. So think about this for example. Everything is warm, like inside of your mouth it's warm. It's actually very hot. Inside your body, your intestines, everything is flowing nice and warm and natural. Think about yourself on a nice warm island, maybe in Hawaii or somewhere tropical. You're feeling good. Your body's flowing, and then all of a sudden, bam! Here comes an ice bucket flushing into your mouth, down your digestive tract, and it's like, what's happening? We know what it feels like when you're freezing. Things don't tend to flow. You're not in a very relaxed state when you're ice cold, when your body's cold. Nobody really likes to be cold. So consider what you're doing to your digestive tract when you're trying to eat warm food, and then you splash it with cold food. When you splash it with cold liquid. Your body doesn't really appreciate that. And instead of a nice flow, easy churn, your body is restricted. It's like trying to figure out why this cold substance is flushed in with everything else being warm or hot. So at the very least, consider room temperature water. It doesn't have to be warm water all the time, although that would certainly help. When I go to a restaurant, they usually ask if you want ice water. I like to sip hot water from a teacup. Sometimes I put lemon in there to flush that. We were actually in Sri Lanka one time, and they were serving us hot food. And it was so hot outside, we were dripping. Like, it was hot food, I meant spicy food. We were dripping sweat, and they bring us hot water. That's more of an Ayurvedic type of lifestyle, not so much medicine, but they knew that cold water in your digestive tract while you're eating is a no-no. Okay, number 2 is you're eating too fast. I know, again, this one's difficult to hear because no one wants to sit there and listen to someone like me telling you you're swallowing your food instantly. There's no chance for it to digest. So I will go to a restaurant and I'll sit there. We don't go to a restaurant very often as our family. It's more of a treat or more of a celebration. So we go to a restaurant and we sit there and we talk. No phones at the table. We put them to the side. No judgment. But it's more of an experience of how we enjoy our meal. And we will get there. Someone will get there after us, maybe a couple or a small family. They'll eat their food as quickly as possible, and then they'll jump off. And then there's no mindful eating, of course. They're scrolling and not really paying attention to what's happening. That's part of this whole digestion challenge that I'm going to explain here as we continue to move on. But pay attention to what you're doing and how quickly you're eating. And I think to myself, you have a giant plate of food. Just consider this for a moment. You have a giant plate of food and you swallow it in 5 minutes. So all of that food that's hardly being chewed and hardly being processed is now lumped into your belly, in your intestines, in your gut. And it's like, what am I supposed to do with it? So that's why the bloating comes, and that's why you feel miserable, and that's why the indigestion comes, because there's no thought process when it comes to food. You're eating that food too quickly, so your body's not able to digest it properly. So if you were to start to consider more mindful eating, and the thought process of maybe gratitude, maybe appreciation for those that you're surrounding with, like your body is in a different state of being, different from a very stressed out state. Spoiler alert. That may be the next one. That may be another one. But I want you to consider slowing down, actually chewing your food. When you chew your food, you have amylase in your saliva that helps break down that food. So it's breaking it down before it even hits your digestive tract. If you're taking 2 bites and then you swallow immediately, your body has a very difficult time trying to digest that food, which is one of the biggest reasons I see so many digestive issues, especially for women over 40 coming our way, because they're so busy. There's so many things going on. They don't want to sit down and appreciate a meal. They're on the go, always trying to swallow their food as quickly as possible. All right, let's get into number 3. This is similar, but we deal with a lot of women that are looking for easy ways to get protein in. And one of the simplest ways to have a protein shake. However, I hear from many women that say they can't have protein, or every time they have a protein drink, they get bloated or gassy, or it doesn't particularly sit well. So there's 2 reasons for that. The first reason is you have a very low quality protein, and the market is flooded with junk protein, with additives, fillers. You have your sucralose, maltodextrin. Those types of, not only do they, those types of ingredients, not only do they wreck your joints and mess with you in different ways, mood, emotions, but also your gut microbiome, like sucralose in particular, which is spread across probably 80% of the protein industry, is damaging to your gut bacteria. So you have to pay attention to the quality of the protein supplement you're consuming. That's number 1. You have the chalky chemical nonsense that nobody wants to buy the second time around. So we had to stay away from that. And the second one is you drink it too fast. I know everyone's on the go and we're all busy, but you put a couple scoops in water or milk, you shake it up, and you drink it in 3 minutes. And then your body's like, of course it's bloating. Your body's like, whoa, just like your giant plate of food. How am I supposed to process that? How am I supposed to digest it, utilize it, absorb it, turn it into energy? So it goes back to mindful thinking and being conscious of what you're doing to your body. Your body was meant to perform perfectly. I truly believe that. But because of our decisions or lack of decisions and the actions that we're taking, we're working against our body instead of with it. Okay, number 4 is you're not having enough complex carbs in your diet. Now, we believe in the 4 macros in meals. We're not fasting types of people. We're not going to tell you to skip macros. We believe in well-rounded macros, and complex carbs is a very important one. Now, many times the carb has been demonized because of simple carbs. So people don't understand the difference between simple carbs and complex carbs, so they get rid of all the carbs completely. But carbs actually have a valuable job in the whole world of nutrition. The complex carbs will give you sustainable energy. There's also fiber in the complex carbs, which will help slow digestion, which is why you have more of a natural energy boost. And then you don't deal with the spike in your blood sugar levels like you would from a simple carb. So your simple carbs are usually white, like white bread, white potatoes, white rice, those types. Usually process in your body very quickly and spike your blood sugar level. Then of course you have your crash. If you have a complex carb like a sweet potato, that's my number 1. You have your quinoa, which is really nice, maybe a wild rice. These are more sustainable. They have fiber. They can help your digestion churn and process and skip the bloating. So I would suggest adding more complex carbs into your diet for every meal. If you're eating 3 times a day, which you should at a minimum, breakfast, lunch, and supper, you would mix in a complex carb at each meal. Okay, and number 5, drum roll please. This is what I told you. Everyone experiences this on some level, and it's the state of being that your body is in, directly related to stress. If your body is in a stressful state, it's in that fight or flight state. It's in a very restricted state. So how many times have you thought to yourself, or maybe have you been in a situation where you had butterflies and you're nervous and you can feel that in your gut, you can feel that in your belly, in your digestion? How many times has something traumatic happened in your life, or maybe something with a relationship or with your kids, and it goes right to your gut and you're like, oh, I feel too sick to eat, or I feel too fill in the blank for the emotional state, I don't have an appetite. That's because your body is stressed out. And the biggest problem here is that a lot of women are stressed out all the time. That's your normal. Your normal is incredibly stressed out. So not only are your cortisol levels through the roof, which means you're not able to burn body fat, also your digestive tract doesn't process food. Your digestive tract is everything. That's where your hormones is. That's where your immune system is. That's where your dopamine is. So your brain function, or mood, happiness, it's all right there in your gut. So if your gut is off, so many things in your life feel off. So that's why it's important to pay attention to what's happening in your life as a whole in a holistic manner. This particular tip, number 5, is in that stressed out state. You have to find ways to be relaxed and stressed. And part of that is sitting down in a relaxed atmosphere and enjoying the company. And I talked about this earlier at a restaurant, like maybe it's a celebration, but that sounds like a stretch to a lot of you, I know, because a lot of women that come to us, they're always running, they're always on the go, their calendar is completely full. Life is in chaos. So taking steps, like action steps to be like, okay, at least at one meal a day, we're going to have a sit down and we're not gonna be rushing out the door. And then maybe that can move to 2 meals or 3 meals. And then maybe you can take some deep breaths. You take 5 deep breaths. And then you start to have your meal. These action steps can actually help relax your nervous system and remove that fight or flight state so your body feels safe. And sometimes women come to us and they're like, every time I eat, I get bloated. What's happening? Well, every time you eat, your body's restricted. And your body's in that fight or flight. Your body's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna eat this food and I'm gonna gain weight. That's a part of the mental, the part of the mind that needs to be worked through. And what's actually happening when you see a plate of food, you're actually putting your body in a stressful state of being, which makes it more difficult to process, which is causing the digestive issues every time you eat. It's not the probiotic that you need to have with your meal. It's the conversation you have to have in your mind, or the deep breaths, or the relaxed state of being. I hope you got something out of it. Remember, start implementing these 5 tips or these 5 suggestions one at a time. Take it slow, brick by brick, and you'll see sustainable changes, not just in your digestion, but in your overall health. We do have a free PDF directly related to your digestion. It's actually called our Digestion Reset PDF, which will go into a bit more detail and give you this step-by-step process. So click the link below, enter your details, and we'll send it right to your inbox. And lastly, if you'd like to join over 1,000 ladies in your exact situation, we have a school community called our Metabolism Rebuild Method. Inside our community, you have live support, more details, we answer your questions, and we're there for you to help you walk through this path so you don't feel so alone. That's also in the description below. If you want to click that button, we'll see you inside. Thanks again for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.